Welcome to Wallace and Wire. Today, we're talking about something that, well, it really gets you thinking. How someone in the public eye, especially in politics, can just completely flip their persona.
Hmm.
One minute, they're all fire and defiance, really aggressive, and the next, they're asking for empathy. It feels so jarring.
It does. It's a phenomenon we see quite often, actually.
Yeah, I've even seen it, in just regular life. Someone's normally loud, then after some big argument, they suddenly go quiet almost.
Hmm.
Reflective. It makes you question it.
Absolutely. Is it genuine regret? A moment of clarity?
Or is it always strategy?
Yeah.
Always some kind of calculated move playing out? What do you think when you see these shifts? Is it real or is it just politics?
It's often a mix, but in high-stakes politics, strategy usually plays a huge part.
Okay, let's dive into a specific case then, one from right here in Malaysia that's been causing quite a stir.
Hmm.
We had the United Malays National Organization youth chief, right?
Yes, a very prominent figure.
And he was known for being extremely vocal, maybe even aggressive, about that whole national flag controversy recently.
Very much so. He was really pushing that issue hard.
But then almost overnight, it seemed, his whole tone shifted. He posted that picture online covering his face.
I saw that.
And the message in Malay, it translated something like, "My love for religion, race, and homeland is priceless. If that is the conclusion, I have nothing more to say. Thank you."
Yeah, quite a dramatic change from his previous statements.
It really struck me. That contrast was just, wow.
And what's really fascinating there is the speed, like you said, and the almost theatrical nature of it, going from that very defiant stance to this posture of, vulnerability.
Vulnerability, resignation.
Yeah. It immediately suggests, a strategic pivot. It looks very much like an attempt to gain sympathy, frame himself within these really powerful ideas of religion, race, patriotism.
So less an apology, more a reframing.
Exactly. It feels like a performance aimed squarely at his supporters, trying to connect emotionally.
Okay, so let's widen the lens a bit. This sudden change, it happened right after the United Malays National Organization. The president made some comments, didn't he? He didn't name names, but...
No, but the target seemed pretty clear. The president basically warned against individuals chasing fame or causing trouble that could destabilize the unity government or the party's own internal harmony.
And he specifically mentioned the United Malays National Organization Supreme Council's earlier decision on the flag issue.
Yes, he reminded everyone about that decision, which was essentially to de-escalate things. It was a clear signal about party discipline being breached.
So that really raises the question, doesn't it? Why the sudden U-turn after such a clear public rebuke from the party boss?
Well, politically, he had a couple of paths, realistically speaking. Think about it from his perspective.
Okay.
Option one, direct confrontation. He could have doubled down, maybe accused the leadership of, being weak or influenced by coalition partners.
Go on the attack.
But doing that means openly defying not just the president, but the entire United Malays National Organization Supreme Council. For a youth chief, that's incredibly risky.
Career suicide, potentially.
It could seriously harm his future prospects, yeah. Getting nominated for elections, placing his allies in key positions, all that becomes much harder. Plus, these controversies, they tend to fade, Public attention moves on. A long fight might not be worth it.
Okay, so confrontation was probably off the table. What was the other option?
The one he seemingly took, the empathy play, as you called it earlier.
Right. Explain how that works strategically for him.
Well, by adopting this softer tone, using that language about religion, race, homeland, he's not actually admitting fault. He's not saying, I was wrong to defy the council.
No, he's framing it differently.
Exactly. He's implicitly suggesting his defiance came from a higher calling, from these noble principles. It's a message tailored for his base, his loyalists.
So they can say, see, he's being punished for his principles.
Precisely. It allows them to keep supporting him, believing he's misunderstood or unfairly treated, all without him needing to directly attack the leadership and face the consequences.
And it gives the president an out, too. Like, he doesn't need to escalate further.
Exactly. The president can let it lie, perhaps. It avoids a bigger internal explosion. It's quite a shrewd way to manage the situation, honestly. Turn a rebuke into a sort of principled stand, at least in the eyes of his supporters.
It does seem very politically savvy, in a way.
Yeah.
But given all that tension, the public warning, it must make some people wonder, could he actually leave the United Malays National Organization? Maybe jump ship to Paracatan National?
That's a possibility people might raise, but if you look at the current political landscape, it seems unlikely to be his best move right now.
Why not? Paracatan National is the main opposition's strong Malay base.
True, but staying within the United Malays National Organization, especially as youth chief, gives him a significant platform, resources, a whole party machinery. He wouldn't necessarily have that same status elsewhere.
He'd be starting lower down the ladder somewhere else.
Potentially. And the United Malays National Organization youth chief role itself, historically, it's often attracted figures who like to, let's say, push the boundaries, make noise. Maybe not always this much noise, but still.
So it's sort of expected, to a degree.
To some degree, perhaps. Also, interestingly, Paracatan National was pretty quiet during the specific flag issue. They seemed content to let the unity government sort out its own internal mess.
They didn't need to step in or recruit him?
Probably not right now. They already have strong Malay support. His current position within the United Malays National Organization actually gives him a unique kind of influence, a base he might lose if he jumped. Staying put seems more advantageous for his long-term goals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So let's flip back to the United Malays National Organization's perspective. This flag thing, unlike maybe other times the youth chiefs spoke out, this one seems to have really put the party in a bind, especially with the Chinese community.
Absolutely. That's a critical point. The president's statement made it clear the youth chief's actions weren't just defying the Supreme Council, they were seen as actively damaging the unity government.
Which suggests the leadership felt they had to distance themselves this time?
Yes, and the electoral math is key here. For the United Malays National Organization to do well in future elections, they rely on that arrangement within the unity government getting Chinese votes via Pakatan Harapan in exchange for delivering Malay votes.
It's a strategic exchange.
It is, and if the United Malays National Organization's image gets badly damaged among Chinese voters because of controversies like this, driven by one of their own leaders, well, that exchange breaks down.
And that hurts the United Malays National Organization directly at the polls.
Ultimately, yes. So while maybe in the past some outspokenness from the youth wing might have been tolerated, maybe even seen as showing independence, this time was different.
Why? What made this one cross the line?
Well, his actions were perceived not just as defying the party, but also the context was problematic. His own controversial flag design idea, accusations of bullying behavior. These things resonated negatively with a wider audience, not just non-Malays. The party leadership likely saw it as actively harmful.
So they needed to stop the bleeding, essentially.
Pretty much. Damage control became the priority, even if it means trying to smooth things over later. They had to signal this wasn't the party's official stance.
So looking ahead, the strategy seems to be containment for the United Malays National Organization. What about for the youth chief himself? What's his likely path now?
Strategically speaking, the most probable outcome is he stays within the United Malays National Organization.
Really? Even after all this?
Yes. The party's goal seems to be managing the fallout without pushing him out completely. They might let external processes, like any police investigations or whatever, run their course.
Why wouldn't they just cut him loose?
It's a delicate balance. If he leaves, especially if he's seen as being forced out over principles, he could potentially take supporters with him, maybe even strengthen a rival party. That's a risk they likely want to avoid.
So it's better to keep him inside the tent, even if he's causing trouble.
It might be seen as the lesser of two evils: contain the situation, maintain stability within the unity government, distance the party from the controversy, but avoid creating a political martyr who could become a bigger problem outside. It's strategic containment.
Wow. This whole episode really just underscores how complex these political games are. Every statement, every picture, every shift in tone, it's rarely just what it seems on the surface, is it?
Almost never. There are usually multiple layers, multiple audiences being addressed, and always, always a calculation about power and position.
It makes you second-guess everything you see and hear from public figures. Is anything ever truly spontaneous when the stakes are this high? It's something to think about.
It certainly is.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.